Hello, welcome on in to today's full moon in Scorpio reading. It's a very heavy time. It's a very heavy time that we're experiencing. A lot of emotions, a lot of turbulence, a lot of indecisiveness and energies that we need to move through, and that can be tricky. As I was shuffling the cards, I was feeling like the heaviness of this full moon. And I mean, I've been experiencing it on my own personal level, so it's gonna be a juicy time for release and rebirth, transformation, all the fun things that Scorpio loves to do. So this tarot spread, we're going to be looking into your current energy, how you're feeling. We're gonna be looking into what energies are coming up for you to be transformed, transmuted. And then lastly, we're going to be looking into how to best move forward through these energies. So advice on moving forward through all the icky stickiness. So, and then to end off, we're going to pull an oracle from the Season of the Witch Samhain Oracle deck, which I love. It's so like dark and spooky and amazing. I love its darkness. And what better time to pull some dark cards? Not dark, but they're like, what's the word? I don't even know the word. Like eerie and spooky. Anyway, great time to pull on this full moon in Scorpio. Anyway, without further ado, let's see 3 cards and see how you're feeling. Swords energy. Okay. A lot of mental processing happening. I can't even talk. So you have the 10 of Swords that came up in reversed. Then we have the King of Swords, lots of sword energy, and then we have the 9 of Cups. So first off, I'm thinking, I usually don't do reversals. However, this 10 of Swords coming up reversed, it's giving me the feeling that there's a certain mental programming that has been coming up for you for months, years, decades. Like there's something that keeps coming up. So with this mental pattern coming up over time, with every time it comes up, you've released some layer of the pattern. You've healed some form of the pattern. This feels like a really deeply ingrained thought or belief, which is why it like comes up over time, because it's so deep within your soul that like it needs layers and layers and layers and periods of it being healed. So I feel like it's coming up for you now. Of course it's coming up for you in this Scorpio, but Scorpio is affiliated with Pluto, and Pluto brings up all like the grimy shit from the but deepest levels of your soul. So it's bringing it all up. And so you're in this predicament of noticing. Okay. I like that. So I feel like before, this mental pattern would come up and it would kind of unstable you. It would like maybe paralyze you, and it would like keep you from moving forward or keep you from taking action, whatever the case may be. But this time around, it feels like you have built up the strength to now perceive as like a detached observer, if that makes sense. Like you're no longer just like succumbing to all the thoughts and like all the shit. You're now creating space to be an observer of what's coming up. And so you're kind of like in this hermit observation mode, really trying to understand where this stems from and why it's coming up again, and how to better move forward with this, how to properly release this. Even though it feels like there's some mental chaos going on, you still have this like strength and fortitude, which I like. And then the third card that popped out was the 9 of Cups. which is very reassuring. And it provides a lot of hope because the Nine of Cups is the wish card, right? All your wishes granted, wishes in sight. Perhaps some of your deepest desires that you've been trying to attain for years, months, however long, perhaps these desires were held back because of this deeply rooted belief, thought pattern, self-perception. And so this prohibited you to get to this. But with this full moon in Scorpio, you now have the opportunity to ponder and figure out, okay, how do I get to this Nine of Cups? How do I move forward from this thought pattern, from this identity, the self-perception? So you're very curious. Even though it's a bit heavy, there's like, you still have room for curiosity. My eyelids feel really heavy. Sleep, get a lot of sleep as well around this time. Okay, so energy is coming up for you. I love this, the star, of course, healing energy. Healing energy, what's coming up? What is this full moon in Scorpio bringing up for you right now? Yep, more swords. More swords coming through. I love that. And this card kind of wanted to come out as well. Okay. I love that. And temperance at the bottom. Okay. So we have the star card, which of course is all about healing, releasing, flushing away what no longer serves, and inviting in like cosmic healing, cosmic intelligence, allowing in cleansing energy to kind of like cleanse your soul, you know. Take showers, take a nice cleansing shower tonight or whenever around this full moon or whenever you watch this video. And then the Five of Swords comes in the middle. Once again, more sword energy, more mental energy. So this full moon in Scorpio is bringing up your shit, right? To allow you the opportunity to bring more nurturance, to bring more love, to bring more acceptance into your life, especially when it comes to your mind, your mindset. Oftentimes when we feel undesirable emotions like anxiety, anger, whatever, or if we have these mental thoughts that aren't the nicest, sometimes we have a tendency to push them away and to not want to deal with it, not want to think about it. We just push it, we suppress it, we pretend it doesn't exist, right? And that actually does us a disservice because we just delay our healing process, essentially. Because there's no like pushing away and like having it be gone forever. Like the emotions you don't want to feel, the thoughts you don't want to think. It is impossible. I know they say nothing's impossible, but this is impossible. It is impossible to shove things away and have them completely disappear. Like thoughts and feelings that you dismiss are going to come back. Time and time again, they're going to come back and come back and come back. And at some point, we just have to accept our thoughts and feelings, right? And that's the first part of healing, is acceptance, is recognizing and accepting that they exist and providing them nurturance and love. And so this guy over here, he's kind of defensive. He's like, don't touch me. I don't want to feel you. I don't want to experience you. But this full moon in Pluto is allowing you the opportunity to see your darkness, to see your shadow, and give it a great big hug with this star energy. And now I feel like I want to cry because that's so sweet. Literally. Like your shadows, all they want is love. All they want is love. And we often think that pushing them away is the best thing for everybody, but it's actually not. And then lastly, here we have the Chariot and the Knight of Wands. So once again, this water energy, this nurturing, beautiful energy. So far, except for this fire card right here, we have Swords, mental energy, and we have Cups, which is emotional, spiritual, water energy. So once again, we have more water energy coming in. So with the acceptance, nurturance, loving, and not judging yourself, which is going back to this King of Swords card, because he's observing from a non-judgmental view. He's just like, okay, I see this pattern is happening in my mind. Okay, curious as to where it comes from, but he's not shaming or judging or, condemning. He's not bringing that negativity into the environment. So with this ability to just observe and accept and love, you have the ability to move forward. That's a Chariot card, moving forward, and paired with the Knight of Wands, fire energy. So this newfound like passion and drive and momentum, like this newfound energy will appear when you release. When you release and let go. And that's going to drive you towards this Nine of Cups. When you accept and love. Accept and love. Alrighty. So lastly, what are some advice for you? Advice on moving forward. Advice. With moving forward. Page of Wands. New, beautiful beginning. Okay. So we have the Fool card coming out, which of course is all about new beginnings, surrendering, just jumping off the cliff and knowing that God's got your back. Spirit's got your back. You are protected, you are supported. And this could be, okay. So the Eight of Swords as well with the King of Wands is coming up. So these cards together, it's giving me vibes of it is okay to let go of who you think you are. It is okay to let go of your trauma. It is okay to let go of your narratives. Sometimes we become fearful of releasing our identity, letting go of our identity. Because who are we without our identity? And so sometimes we get so attached to definitions and to perceptions of ourselves that we don't want to let go. But then that prohibits us from moving into who we're actually meant to be, So I love this. Yeah, it's like release yourself. So Spirit is telling you throughout this full moon time to release yourself from the swan. The swan. No, that's not correct. Release yourself from this contraption that you've got yourself in. And what I'm getting here is you have two choices: to keep yourself stuck in this limitation of who you are, your limiting perceptions, like your persona, whatever, your self-created identity. This keeps you trapped, right? And when we let go of that, with the Fool, when we let go of that, we have the opportunity to become this hummingbird up here who is free from limitation, who is free from any like past trauma that's like keeping them down. They're free. And so when we shift our self-perception, we shift from being the swan into being this hummingbird. We shift. And it's all a mental thing, right? And so that could be what you're contemplating right now. Like, how do I make this mental shift into thinking I'm this, but turning into like the hummingbird, And once you make that shift into that free hummingbird, you move into the King of Wands. The King of Wands, you moved from the Knight of Wands, who we had before, into the King of Wands. When we release the old and we invite in the new, we allow in the new. And this King of Wands is very confident. He lives life with purpose and with meaning. He doesn't let shit get in his way. And the lion around him, the king of the jungle, he is the king of his world. The king of his world. You got 2 kings coming up. So you have the strength, you have it in you to show up as this leader. You just have to let go of all that keeps you stuck. It's a beautiful spread though. Beautiful spread. Okay, now one card pull. I don't want 2 cards, please. I want 1 card. 1 card, witches. Thank you. Got 1 card from the Witches Oracle. Apples. To taste, one must swallow it whole, and beneath the Satan flame hides drowning waters. Apples. So with this card, I'm getting a vision of a basket of apples. And in this basket, some are moldy, some are good. And there's no point to carry around moldy apples because A, you can't eat them anymore. They're rotten. They're not good for you. B, you're carrying all of this weight in your basket that is purposeless because you're carrying around these apples that you can't eat. So why are you carrying them, right? Similar to like mindsets, beliefs, certain things. We hold on to them, but for what? What is the purpose of you holding on to certain things? Because if it's not going to benefit you in the long run, then why not release them, you know? And also, if you keep a moldy apple in a basket, I imagine that mold can spread to the other apples at a faster rate and have those apples deteriorate sooner than they would have. So it's like keeping negativity, keeping toxins in your life, whether it's in your mind, your heart, and your home, whatever, keeping those toxins around, it kind of emits toxins to the rest of your environment, right? So I'm getting with this full moon to do a cleanup. Look around your house, go inward, kind of scan through your mind, scan through your heart, scan through your body. What rotten apples are you carrying? Whether physically, emotionally, energetically. What rotten apples are you holding on to? Why are you holding on to them? What purpose do they serve? If they do not serve a great purpose, a good purpose, then release them. Let them go. Let them go. So, yeah. Well, that was beautiful. That was a really beautiful spread. You have it. You have it in you. You have the strength in you to move forward through this very trying time. So anyway, if this video resonated with you guys, make sure to give me a like, subscribe if you enjoy tarot, and I wish you guys a beautiful full moon in Scorpio. Take care.